All right, so find the volume of composites or hollow solids. So we've already found the volume of these shapes individually. So now composites, or composite, is just when we look at two of those shapes put together. So here, this shape, we've got a cone and a cylinder. So I'm just going to find the volume of the cone and add it up to the volume of the cylinder. So our cone formula is 1/3 times pi r squared times the height. So looking at the picture, I see that the radius is 2, and this side is 7, but I don't know the height right now. So I'm going to have to do a little bit of Pythagorean to figure out the height. So 2 squared plus the height x squared equals 7 squared. So x squared equals 49 minus 2 squared minus 4 is 45. X equals 6.7. All right, so that is the height of the cone. So I'm going to do 1/3 times pi times the radius squared times the height. Multiply those all together and we get the volume is 28 point. I'm going to round that up to 1. All right, now the cylinder. So a cylinder, our formula is practically the same thing. We just take out the 1/3. So pi r squared times the height. So it's the same circle on the end. It's the same radius we just had. So pi times 2 squared. And now here the height is the length across the bottom, 5. So pi times 2 squared times 5, we get 62.8. And that's our cylinder. So now the total, I'm going to do on the bottom here, total, we just add those up. 28.1 plus 62.8, and we've got 90.9. All right, let's take a look at our next one. So very, very similar, just a prism and a pyramid. So prism is the base, it's the cube, plus pyramid. So the prism is super easy because all the sides are the same length. So length times width times height, they're all 8 because it says it is a square. So 8 times 8 times 8, 512. Pyramid, we're going to have to do a little bit more work for. We've got 1/3, then the area of the base times the height of the pyramid. So just like before, we need to figure out what is the height from the top of the pyramid to the middle of its base. So we've got a right triangle. We know this side is 10, and then this side right here from the middle of the square to the edge, well, that's half the length of the square. That's 4. So we're going to do some more Pythagorean. 4 squared plus x squared equals 10 squared, which is 100, minus that 16, x squared equals 84, and x equals 9.2. So that is the height of the pyramid. So our pyramid volume, 1/3 times the area of the base, which is the square, 8 times 8, times the height, 9.2. Multiply those all up, we get 196.3. Now our total, we just add them up. 512 plus 196.3, we get 708.3 meters cubed. Remember, volume is always in cubes, and area is always square units. All right, so there is our composite shapes. The next video, we're going to look at the hollow shapes.